Don't be a cat, be a dog. Don't be a rotting apple. Be the apple that gets eaten to keep the doctor away. Don't be the empire that falls. Be the empire that shines through all darkness. All right, you might all be asking right now, what does this have to do with TikTok? Well, it doesn't. This is about something far better and educational than it. It's your future. Last year, I talked about how you should all invest your money into crypto. Today, I'm going to talk about a different route. It's like the game you've probably all played in your life, GTA. Right before you start your $1 million heist, you have two options on how you can take your approach. You have an obnoxiously loud path where it's high risk, high reward. Or you could take the silent path where your reward is guaranteed if you could stay calm enough to not throw yourself overboard. That, dear teachers and students of CRHS, are called stocks. And today, I'll tell you all why you should invest your money into the stock market. It's nice how you guys dress yourselves in quarter zips and drink matchas, but now, it's time to match that energy. So what are stocks? For simple, stocks are companies where you can exchange your capital for a small ownership percentage of that company. These are called shares. Though this is only possible when that company decides to go public in order to raise capital for such things as growth, debt repayments, and other operations. So just know, every time you use Google, I want you to remember that I am an owner of that company. Sounds pretty professional for that future LinkedIn now, doesn't it? Stocks go up differently than crypto. It doesn't go up simply off of hype and supply and demand. A stock goes up on how well and profitable your company is. So for example, if you bought $800 worth of Google shares about 6 months ago, that $800 would have turned into $1,600. If it hasn't hit your brain yet, that's a 100% return on your investment. We all know that if you put a turtle and a rabbit side by side to race, the turtle will be the victor. And it's not because he got lucky. It's because he had something the rabbit lacked. Consistency. Dedication only gets you so far, and that is all the rabbit had. That is exactly how the stock market works. When you start investing, you start the journey of the slow millionaire. Did you know if you started investing at the age of 6 to 17 years old, put it into an index fund like the S&P 500, which if you didn't already know is a stock where you could buy the 500 best performing companies in the world and held it into the median age of retirement, so around 64, and contributed $1,000 a month for 48 years, estimating an 8% average return, you could have the possibility of retiring with $500,000. Quite a lot, don't we all think? Wait a minute. Only $500,000 after 48 years? Like chump change. Oh, I see where I went wrong. The numbers are wrong. The real number would be $6.1 million while only contributing $500,000. Now that's a difference. And that's all because of a good friend called compound interest. Money gaining interest on the money you make. Like the penny that doubles every day for a month. No one would expect you to end up with $5 million. What do you do? Thanks to that. Now let's be honest. Life's not perfect, and yes, there are times where you lose money. Sometimes it'll be a lot of money that'll make you rethink your life. But over 32 years, the S&P 500 is pretty close to being perfect. Over 32 years, only 6 of those years have been years where you lost money on your investments. That's basically like saying you have an 81% chance of making money. Which comes to my last reasons on why you should invest. And yes, it's the most used line when you want to convince someone. You only live once. The safe part about investing is that you can never owe someone money if you lose. If ever that happens, you only go back to the start. Though, this doesn't mean that after today, I'm asking you all to invest your family's wealth just because I said you'll most likely get money. You need to be responsible. Only invest what you can afford to lose. If I lost $600, I'm sure I'd be mad. But I know that I'll make it back sooner than later. But that's the sucker's mentality. No one ever made it from rags to riches without risk. At the end of your life, you'll either say, thank God I listened to that little short kid back in high school, or that kid knew nothing about what he was saying. So when you guys leave today, I want you to remember that investing is better when you start early. It helps you build more wealth with less money. Your odds of making money are significantly higher than losing, and because you only live once. People have many different ideas on what YOLO means, but I know this one's about getting as rich as you can because your life is slowly tick-tocking away. Thank you.